What's up guys, Asian here again with another video here today. Today we're going to be exploring what appears to be a bug with the Asylum staff. This seems to be affecting the Asylum destruction staff, both Inferno and Lightning staves, and it seems like that the set effect is not proccing consistently based on the distance you are from the target. So if you see here, I have the imperfect staff right now. This is on my Magplar, copied over onto the PTS. And it says every third cast of Force Shock will always apply the burning, concussion, and chilled status effects. The Force Shock cast must be made within 10 seconds of each other for this effect to occur. So now what's happening is that for some reason, this is definitely a bug, that past a certain distance, this set effect no longer seems to be applying itself. So we're going to explore this today, try to figure out exactly what the distance is, because I've heard varying reports of either 18 meters or 10 meters or 8 meters or some variation thereof. So we're going to try to figure out what distance my concentrated force doesn't seem to be affecting it anymore. So we're just going to go ahead and start things off here. So here's what we're going to do. This is going to be a testing methodology. On combat metrics, this is just a blank slate here. We're going to be looking at debuffs out. So if concentrated force is applying correctly, I'm just going to be basically light weaving and spamming crushing shock this entire time. We should see very high uptimes on burning, chilled / minor maim, and minor vulnerability / concussed. So that's what we're looking for. High uptimes on burning, minor maim, chilled / minor vulnerability / concussed. If we're not seeing those high uptimes, then we know that we aren't getting the set effect to proc. So we're just going to start things off here. There are a couple of moves that we can use to kind of gauge our distance better. So we're going to start things off with the closest one that I've heard, which is 8 meters. So we're going to be using Blazing Spear. This has a radius of 8 meters, so I'm just going to be throwing spears down, and once I no longer am able to hit the target dummy, basically if I don't see any numbers pop up, we know that is 8 meters away. So I'm still hitting it. Actually, there's an easier way to do this. Go into settings, go into gameplay, and turn quick cast ground abilities to automatic. Alright, so this is 8 meters, so we're going to just back up until we're just outside of the circle here. Okay, so that's 8 meters. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, that fancy Force Shock that you just saw right there, that's a sign that it is proccing. However, I've seen reports that you're still getting the animation past a certain distance and you're not actually proccing it. Okay, so we'll just stop there. Wait for combat metrics to recognize that we're out of combat. Might take a while here. Okay, there we go. We're out of combat. Okay, so just looking at our debuff up times, it looks like we're definitely still getting the proc effect at 8 meters. So let's see. The next most common one that I've heard is 10 meters. Let's see if we have anything that helps us with that. That's 8 meters. There aren't many abilities that have a radius of 10 meters, at least not that I know of. Cleansing Ritual is probably the closest thing that we're going to get. You see if there's anything else anywhere here. No, Impulse is not going to do it. That's also 8 meters. No, nothing here. Vampires? Drain Essence is 12 meters. Okay, so okay, we can use Bat Swarm, which is 10 meter radius. This is going to be a little bit tricky to get right. You also need to gain Ultimate in order to actually use Bat Swarm. So Bat Swarm has a 10 meter radius, so it's actually not going to be that much farther than this. If I had to guess, it'd probably be like around here on this line here. But of course we're just gonna double check and make sure. So if I cast Bat Swarm, as soon as I don't see the numbers hit anymore, let's see what's the duration on this. 5 seconds. I have 5 seconds to figure out where 10 meters is. Let's see if we can do this. Alright. Okay, so yeah, I'm about right. This is about 10 meters right here. So just wait for combat metrics to recognize that we're out of combat. I might as well replace the ultimate here, so I don't accidentally do that next time I want to parse. Alright, so we're just going to do the exact same thing, basically spam Crushing Shock until we run out of magic. I know I'm missing my light weaves, but I don't really care at this point. Alright, that should be enough. So now we have to wait for combat metrics to be out of combat. And it seems like we are still getting the proc at 10 meters. Alright, out of combat. Alright, yeah, so we're still getting the proc at 10 meters. So let's back it up a little bit more. Let's see if we can go to 15 meters. If there is a skill that has a radius of 15 meters. There's 20 meters. No, not that it really matters. Siege shield is 10, 18, guard is 15. Okay, there's nothing else here. Let's see. Circle protection, and that was 5. So we don't have anything that is 15 meters. Doesn't seem like, no. But we can try out 12 meters now. So we're going to be using Cleansing Ritual to kind of tell us. Alright, so that's 12 meters? That doesn't seem like 12 meters. We said this was 10. Okay. A little bit more. Should be safe right around here. Okay. Same thing. See what happens. Alright, that should be enough to figure out uptimes. So wait for it to be out of combat and see if we're still getting the concussed force proc. There we go. Alright, we're still getting it past 12 meters, so now next one we're going to try is going to be 18 meters. So Elemental Blockade has an 18 by 12 meter radius, so it's 18 in front of you and 12 to the side, which is really 6 and 6. So, okay, nope, I'm still hitting. Still hitting. Still hitting. Geez, 18 meters is pretty far. Okay, so at this point here, we are past 18 meters away from the robust humanoid target dummy. So this is the one that I've seen the most, 18 meters. So if you're outside of the range of blockade, then the concussive force will not proc, even though you're seeing the animation. So let's test it out. Okay, so clearly we're still getting the animation, but that doesn't mean we're getting the proc necessarily. Alright. Just gotta wait to be out of combat. And we'll check our debuff uptimes again. It could also be that we're just right on the edge of 18, so I might back up a little bit more just to see, just to double check. Okay, no, we don't need to do that at all. So at 18 meters, just outside of... oh, nope, this is not the right one. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're getting a lot lower uptimes here. So if we go back and look at the uptimes here, We're getting a lot higher uptimes compared to here. So let's back up just a little more just to make sure that we are actually past the 18 meter mark for blockade. Now we get one more prop off. Okay. So if everything is right, then we should see equal numbers for all of our debuffs. If it's not proccing, then we're not going to be seeing equal numbers. So let's take a look. Okay, so we are no longer seeing equal numbers. So it seems like there is a bug with Concussed Force. Once you get past blockade range, it seems like the Concussed Force proc is no longer working. I think here we didn't get any chilled down here in the abilities. We didn't get any chilled effects. We don't see it up here in debuffs out. These are not equal, so something is up here. We don't have any minor maim. If we look at our previous test here, clearly we have minor maim. So it seems like past Elemental Blockade, so 18 meters, past 18 meters, we're not getting any procs from Concussed Force. Now this does seem like an oversight, mainly because the range of Crushing Shock and Force Pulse is 28 meters, but in practice it shouldn't actually affect your DPS too much because you're going to be within range of your blockade anyway if you want your blockade to actually do any damage. So it shouldn't really affect you in real raid scenarios or dungeon scenarios, but it is still definitely a bug that Za should probably check out. It's good to it's always good to make sure things are working properly after all. So that's it for this video. So just remember to stay within blockade range when you're using an Asylum destruction staff. I'll see you guys in the next dungeon.